Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, the normal people of the show. Hope you're well today, hope you're feeling grand all is well in your world. Welcome to another Q&A Thursday. This is becoming a habit, isn't it? I really wanted to do my Q&A yesterday, but I just wasn't well enough. I just wanted to throw myself in the bin yesterday, and I'm still dead bunged up and horrible today. So anyway, enough on that. Let's get to your questions, shall we? So question one today is how do you maintain your song repertoire? I often find after moving on to new songs I can't play the older ones. I'm not sure I'd kind of do anything to maintain it, because I have that same issue as well, and I think quite a lot of people do. I've learnt songs and a week later I don't remember how to play them at all, because they just fall out of rotation with me. But for the songs I want to remember, I just played them over and over and over again. What was I learning recently that I did that? Oh, Mini Epic by the Chili Peppers. I learned that last night, and I was playing it throughout the night. I learned it about 6:30ish, and I played it throughout the night until I went to bed. So it was basically just kind of like hammering it home, get it in my head, and I'm going to start playing it again as soon as when I finish this video and edit it together and got it uploaded and whatnot. I'm going to go back and keep practicing it and getting it right, because it's still not quite right. But it's just repetition more than anything, I would say. The songs you really want to remember, you need to keep going over and over and over them again, and keep playing them and keep them kind of like fresh in your mind. If a song loses, for me, sometimes I'll learn a song and I'll lose interest in it after I've learnt it. I still love listening to it, but I'm not so interested in playing it. Trying to think of an example. I can't think of an example right now, but I would just say, I'm sorry for the sniffling. I would just say basically, the key to maintaining song repertoire is just basically playing those songs. You don't have to play them every day, but like just maybe once a week. If the songs you want to know and the songs you want to remember, just play them once a week, and if it helps, write out chord sheets or anything like that, just to help you remember what the song is or anything like that. Or tab, if you can write out tab. But yeah, I have the same issue. I mean, I forget songs left, right and centre. I'll learn songs for Jo, and then she'll learn them off me, and then I'll forget them, and she'll be like, what's that bit? And I'm like, oh no, and I have to go back and relearn it. But yeah, it's just a case of repetition. Like anything with the guitar, it's all repetition and doing it over and over and over again. Yes, I hope that's answered your question anyway. Moving on to question 2 now, which is questions within a question. Okay, so question 2, and I do apologise again for any sniffling, coughing, being ill at this point in time. Oh, it's annoying, absolutely annoying. I hate colds. This one's really bad. But anyway, enough about that. Question 2. Is there a difference in sound between the Marshall MG head and cab and combo, or do they sound the same? The MG100 HDFX and the MG100 DFX, which is the 112 combo of the HDFX, which is the head and cab, sound very similar. The combo doesn't quite have the low end of the 412, because it's only one speaker, but tonally they are pretty much identical, pretty much, because they're the same circuit. The 15 watt MG sounds totally different, the 30 watt MG sounds totally different, the 50 watt MG sounds totally different, and the 250 sounds totally different. The most tonally unison amps on the MG series, the older one, the HDFX and the DFX, are the 100 HDFX head and the DFX 100 DFX combo. Sorry, they just are very kind of very close. Those two amps. They don't sound horrendously different to each other. Like the 250 sounds totally different, and I say the 50 watt sounds totally different. The 30 watt sounds totally different, and the 15 sounds totally different. So yeah, but there is a difference in the other ones, but the 100 watt head and cab and the 100 watt combo, 112 combo, don't sound different really at all. They sound very good indeed. And I did have the 100 watt combo and I sold it, and I didn't need to sell it, and I wish I hadn't sold it, and I did, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, question 2, part B. Does the tone of a Red Stripe Bandit or Marshall MG change if you turn the volume up? No, it does not. I'm sorry for the sniffling, everybody. It's sniffle or snot all over the camera. It's gross. Anyway, yeah, does the tone of a Red Stripe or the MG change if you turn the volume up? No, it doesn't. I've never experienced that. I've experienced that the MG and the Bandit get fatter tonally when you turn them up. They sound massive quiet, but they get bigger when you turn them up, especially the MG. The Bandit sounds massive regardless, but the MG gets bigger and bigger the louder you crank it. It's bizarre. I gigged with the MG for years, absolutely years. I gigged with the MG since 2004. I must have gigged with the MG for about 6-7 years straight. Never really mic'd. Well, I never mic'd it up. I never really needed to mic up the MG. It's loud enough. And I only ever used to get it to 3 or 4. 4 was normally the max I would ever get. I never got the amp to 5. Although I did do one gig with it once where I had it on 10, and that wasn't fun. That was horrendous volume. It was just stupid. That was just silly. But never did that again. And 4 was kind of like the nice volume on the MG, which I got it to. And the same with the Red Stripe. I've never got the Red Stripe above 1.5. And again, I don't mic up amps when I play live. I just go off the backline. But the Red Stripe, I've never got it above 1.5. So yeah, they don't. And tonally, but yeah, they don't change at all. I say the MG gets fatter the more you crank it. It just sounds immense. But I say I wouldn't get it above 4. Anything above 4, I think it's just too loud. It's just silly, and you got to protect your ears. And that's more important than trying to be macho and showing off how loud your amp can go. Unless you're playing the Royal Albert Hall with no PA and you have to go off your backline, there's no need to crank an amp to 10. So yeah, the tone of them does not change whatsoever, and just always watch your hearing. If it's uncomfortable, wear earplugs. Always wear earplugs. Never not wear earplugs. It's really important to wear earplugs. Okay, and question 2, part C. This is a very serious question. Would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire? Which one would you rather be, people of the tube? Would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire, and why would you rather be it? I would rather be a vampire myself. Just because I like the night more than the day, because that's when gig time is more than likely. But yeah, I'd rather be a vampire. I know werewolves come out at night as well, but anyway. But yeah, I would rather be a vampire than a werewolf, I've got to say. Just don't come near me with garlic bread. Yeah, but which one would you rather be, people of the tube? Werewolf or vampire, and why? Let me know in the box below. Question 3. Okay, so question 3. Weird stuff all over my pieces of paper. Question 3 is, how do you use the WH10 and the DS2 to get the Dani California end of solo thing? I've done quite a lot of videos on this, but I'll explain it again. How I do it is I have, obviously kind of like, the amp plays a role in this as well, as I spoke about in other videos and in my Job Shanty series, but what I have is my DS2 maxed out on mode 2, which is the turbo mode. So the far right dial on the DS2 is at 12 o'clock, and all the rest of them are just cranked up to 10. So volume, tone, and distortion are all on 10. And the same thing with the Ibanez Wah, I have that on 10 as well. And a signal chain, if you want kind of like, quick and easy about it, is guitar, DS2, Ibanez Wah, and then to your amp. And that's how you get that filter, but obviously your amp needs to have a distorted, compressed signal, otherwise you'll get a horrible, nasty, waspy volume jump that we all hate. So that's how you do it more than anything, and it's just basically, it's all neck pickup on a Strat, and once you get to that bit, you just stand on the WH10 on full tilt, so flat down, and it's just a big noise. Like I said, I've gone into this in other videos as well, and I don't actually know which one offhand because I've just quite a few of them. But I'm really sorry about the sniffling. I really am sorry. But yeah, that's how you do it. I'll say it goes guitar, DS2, wah, and then to your amp. And then once you get to that bit, just stand on the wah pedal let it be really high frequency, and just shred. Go mad, basically. I did a lesson on Dani California, didn't I? Did I? I don't remember now. I'm not well enough to remember right now. But anyway, I think I did. I hope that's answered your question. Question 4. I don't know where I am. Okie dokie. So question 4 is, can you give an explanation about scale length? What's it all about? Simply put, scale length is the distance from the nut of your guitar to the bridge of your guitar. That's what scale length is. It's, you know, it's distance from there to there. They're coming to get me again. I'm innocent. He was already gone by the time I robbed him. Anyway, that's a different story for a different day. Back to scale length. Yes, scale length. Distance from a bridge to the nut, or nut to bridge, whichever way around you want to see it. And all I know about that is a Les Paul's short to a Strat. A Strat's got a longer scale length from nut to bridge, and a Les Paul's got a short scale length from bridge to nut to bridge, and a Jaguar's got a short scale length from bridge to nut. But I don't really think of the guitar in that technical way. For me, it's not really that important. I don't. The only difference I feel when I pick up a Les Paul if I'm playing a Strat is the sound, the way the guitar makes me feel, and the body. I actually don't feel a difference on the neck. I don't know. I might just be being weird, but honestly, I honestly really do not feel the difference. I've played a lot of guitars in my life. I've been very lucky in that respect, but this whole scale length thing, I feel kind of like gets a bit silly sometimes. It's like, you know, I think what's more important than kind of like going by, like, you know, what scale length for guitar is how the guitar makes you feel. Does it feel right to you? You know, regardless of what it is. You know, does it sound good? Does it feel good? Does it, you know, do you like the way it looks, which is important? Because if you've got a guitar you hate the look of, you're not going to play it. You know, if it sounds good, feels good, you like the way it looks, it plays well, you love the shape of the neck and all that. Anything else, I think, is just kind of like, you know, a kind of pointless in a way, because that's all you need for the criteria of a good guitar. You know, regardless of what the name's on headstock, regardless of what electrics they are, regardless of what it's made of, you know, if a guitar speaks to you and it makes you feel happy and it inspires you to play it and makes you want to play it, makes you want to get better on it, that's all that matters, regardless of technical aspects of this, that and the other, especially scale length. You know, it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. It's more about how the guitar makes you feel. I don't care about scale length at all. I didn't really know what it was until about a year and a half ago. I didn't really understand it. I didn't get what it was. It was and I don't really care for that technical aspect of a guitar. It doesn't interest me at all. If a guitar feels right, then it's right. If it sounds good, then it sounds good. You know, I don't care about like the technical aspects of it and this, that and the other. It's like, as long as it's got 6 strings on it and I like the way it feels and it connects with me, I don't care what it is. So yeah, that's what scale length is though. It's distance from nut to bridge. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that's answered your question. Moving on to question 5. Okay, now. So question 5. I just got my first wah pedal. It's a WH10. Nice choice. I like it. And have been learning some Red Hot Chili Peppers songs. Cool. I'm having trouble though with how to use it. Do I go full tilt, move it backwards and forwards? Right. Wah pedal usage. I'm gonna do a video on this because the players I love who use a wah pedal use it in a very expressive way, and there are players who use it backwards and forwards and it sounds really cool, but people like Jimi Hendrix and John Frusciante use the wah not always as a wah. It's an extra expression of what they're playing on the guitar. Jimmy, for instance, would literally turn on the wah pedal for one note and then turn it off again, just to make that note stick out a little bit more. And he also does that thing where he stands on it and turns it off and on, like in Voodoo Child and Star Spangled Banner, where it's and it gives you that kind of triplet-y kind of feel. That's not triplet, but it kind of gives you that weird kind of sound, that bit in Voodoo Child where that bit at the beginning. But they use it in a very expressive way, and that to me is not something that can be taught. It's a feel thing. It has to develop over time. So you brought up She's Only 18 as an example, which I will get to teaching, by the way. I got your hint on that one, but I will teach that at some point because it's a great song. But I've got a few videos in line planned for the John series at this point in time, and I don't really want to stray from it too much at this point in time. I kind of know what I'm doing and I'm planning it and going to get it filmed as soon as I'm not dying of illness. So yeah, but yeah, wah pedals, they can be cool for just kind of going wah 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 woo. You know what I mean? Not woo, but that's a woo pedal, but that hasn't been developed yet. Anyway, but I feel people like John and Jimmy, they use it in such an expressive way that sometimes Jimmy would just literally stand on it and leave it on full tilt, and the same with John, and they would leave it sometimes at half, 3/4, all the way back, all sorts of stuff. But you said that no one ever films their feet when they use a wah pedal. That's very true. What I'll do in a minute is I'll go through to the Cove and I'll film my foot doing She's Only 18. You hopefully get an idea of how that works. But and I'll show some other things as well quickly. But a wah pedal is an expressive pedal. You know, it's not one of those pedals you just want kind of like going like that on, or you know, it can do a lot more than just that wah 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 thing, which is really cool. But it's you can use it in such an expressive way. You can just stand on it and leave it in one position like Mick Ronson did, and get some amazing tones out of the thing, and just the way it manipulates. And Mark Knopfler for Money for Nothing and stuff like that. You can do some amazing things with a wah pedal instead of it just going wah 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 all the time. But Jimi Hendrix is the guy, and John Shanty is the guy to look at, I think, for expressive wah pedal usage, and how they use it is just otherworldly to me, at least. There's just so much expression in how they manipulate it, and it's all down to feel. That's the key thing here. It's all down to feel. There's no massive secret here. It's all how it. It's all down to, like, you know, how they're feeling at that point in time. Like She's Only 18, the guitar solo, I'm guaranteed John isn't thinking about what he's doing with his wah pedal. He's just going by how he feels and where, you know, when he wants to do it. The intro riff has, you know, the riff to She's Only 18 does have a bit more of a kind of like scripted wah, but it's still a feel thing. You can feel it in the groove of the song, how it fits. You can go wah 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 wah. It wouldn't sound right. It's in the groove of the song. It's in the feel of it. So that's the key to, like, you know, wah pedal usage, and it takes a long time to develop that. But you know, keep at it. But yeah, let me go through to the Cove, and I'll get the CR120 powered up, and and I'll show you how I would play it, and I'll just film the wah pedal, and you'll get to see my amazing socks. And yeah, and hopefully I'll give you an idea of, like, you know, how I would do it. And you know, I'm not John, I'm not Jimmy, but, like, you know, and I'll give you a couple of other kind of things as well. So let's do that. Okie dokie. So it probably won't sound very good, but I hope you get an idea. So check out my amazing socks, everyone. They're ill people socks. Make me feel nicer. Anyway. So, engage in WH10 for the She's Only 18 riff. This is how I would manipulate Mr. Wah Wah. So, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing there. It's strange on the first one. It's kind of like not going all the way forward, it's kind of like just a little bit back. And then on the wow, the last wow bit, it's all the way forward. So it kind of starts all the way back. And then on the last note, it's all the way forward and then all the way back. Someone that likes to know really wants to go wow. But it is down to feel. It's a real thing to kind of like work on is feel based stuff with a wah pedal, because John would I'm gonna have to switch feet because that's feels weird, that foot does. John, when he kind of like guitar solos, and Jim Hendrix, but John more than anything, kind of like dig in and they give you this more kind of aggressive wah sound, so it sounds a bit more like. And it's not always just kind of like all the way forward. It's kind of like sometimes nearly all the way, sometimes just to the middle. It really is a feel-based thing. And I say Jimi Hendrix would be kind of like doing stuff like. Yeah, just turning it on for those two notes, or literally just kind of like if he's doing kind of like that bit's coming out of the a stand next to a mountain bit, chopping down the edge of my hand, he does this. Yeah, he hits that note, he turns his wah pedal on for a brief second there, where he turns it off again, and then there's that, which is really hard to do on a WH10. But it really is down to feel. Wah use is really down to feel, and switching feet, different feet feel different, well, at least to me. So my left foot is more dominant on the wah than my right foot, but my right foot is the only one I can do certain things with that the left foot won't do. So try different feet, but try and kind of feel it more than kind of like just kind of like going. Instead of doing that, just try and feel like if I get something going on there. So, got a kind of like, you know, basic, crappy kind of groove going, but like. Now, I hope you get the idea what I mean, and also, kind of like say, wedging it gives you yeah, you get all sorts of stuff out of wah pedal instead of just wiring. So anyway, I hope that's answered your question anyway, and I hope that's kind of like showing you a few things. But I always have the Ibanez wah on just 10. The dial on the side is always on 10. I never lower it. Anyway, this sounds great with DS2. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to yes. Anyway, that's the last question. I'm just gonna say goodbye and I'll let you see my. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I really do hope that's answered your question. I hope that's kind of like give you an idea. But like I say, wah pedal is such a feel-based pedal. It's not because you're manipulating it, it's down to you. It's not like a distortion pedal or a chorus pedal or anything like that where you just turn it on, it's there. You know, you have to manipulate to do it, so it has to come from you. And it's an internal thing you've got to feel. Like I was trying to demonstrate with the drum machine. I don't know how well that came across, but it really is one of those things. And I say you can turn it on for one note, you can turn it off, and all sorts of awesome stuff, which I'll get into at a later date, especially in the Jimi Hendrix series, which I hope to kind of like catch up with at some point. But yeah, I hope that's your question. I hope that's going to give you some pointers. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will get back on track as soon as I'm well again. Hopefully get a video done tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be, but I hopefully get something done, and if I can. And yeah, hope to see you again tomorrow. If not, I'll see you again next week. Have a great weekend if not. And have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now. Have a great one.